Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new or simply not yet subscribed, I'm Brittany, and make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'm probably going to be squinting or blinking a lot because the sun is very bright, and usually I just wear sunglasses outside, but for the video I'm not, so my eyes are not adjusting well. Recently Jeff and I went to the Starr Clark Tin Shop in Mexico, New York to investigate. And it was kind of a bonus because we thought that we were just investigating the tin shop, but we also ended up investigating the bank next door. Now, going to these like haunted historical places is such just a cool experience because you get to experience the building and the history that went along with it. Most of the time, these places have artifacts, or they try to have it adhere to the time period as much as possible. So it's really a really cool thing to see in general. But I'm going to be talking about our experience there, some of the things that are not in the investigation. If you haven't seen that yet, go check that out. And then just kind of diving into some of the things that have happened or had happened in the investigation that I posted. So we left with like 50 minutes to spare, and we got there at the time we were supposed to get there. So we stopped at Starbucks on the thruway, and it was actually an incredibly annoying experience. We went in, we used the restroom, we got in line. I was the first person in line inside, and they're like, oh, we'll be right with you. Not an issue. I was waiting there for probably like 5 minutes before they helped me. And at that point, there had been 4 other people who had gotten in line behind me. Again, not the biggest deal in the world. But then, they take all of the orders, and the guy makes everybody's drinks and hands them out minus mine. And here, I had been waiting earlier than all these people. I had my order taken first, but he makes the drinks and he takes his apron off and walks out. So I walk up to the lady and I'm like, excuse me, like, was my drink skipped? Because I had ordered before everybody else and everybody else already got their drinks. And she's like, oh no, he just did them out of order, which essentially means that my drink was skipped. It took 20 minutes to get my drink at that Starbucks. So I was kind of annoyed, but I was like, okay, well, we still have plenty of time. Then the car started acting up on our way down, and it wasn't accelerating as fast as it was supposed to, but then it kind of like fixed itself, and so we continued. And at this point, we're running a little bit shorter on time. We have maybe 20 minutes around like 20 minutes to spare. So we're like, okay, well, we'll just go through a fast food place to get some food, and that's it. Like, that shouldn't be that long. So we stopped at Burger King. 20 minutes. So we got there at like 7:01. Like we walked in at like 7:01, 7:02. And I'm just like, you gotta be kidding me. Because I try to be a very punctual person. I get major anxiety about being late. And I mean, I guess I was still kind of on time, but I was the fact that just these small bits of our travel took 50 extra minutes is insane to me. So then we get there and we meet Sheila, which was our guide, and like she does the tour and stuff. So we start like upstairs, and we start in the school room, which is just like a bunch of artifacts. And there was this plaque. Oh, there's a dragonfly. There's this plaque that had just got brought there that day, sorry. Like, when I walked into this room, and I don't know if it was the plaque itself, but when I walked into this room, I got this incredibly heavy feeling. And I was almost like, this is uncomfortable. It was very dark. I'm not going to say demonic. I don't think it was demonic. I just think it was just this really negative energy. So then when we did the investigation, because I got that feeling on the tour, and I walked up, and that heaviness, like, it had moved. It wasn't in that room anymore. It was like it was there for a second and then gone. So we continued on and we did like this, kind of like this hallway middle room where we performed this Estes method. And a lot of the things that were being asked was adding up. Jeff had asked, like, what's your name? And it responded Helen, which was like instant.
Can you give us a name? Maybe who we're talking to?
Helen.
Okay. Did you live here at one time?
Did you? Sheila had also asked something along the lines of like, where's your wife? And it responded cooking, like in the kitchen cooking, or at home cooking. It was something along those lines. And as I was doing the Estes method, it felt like something was like this like pain on my ankles, and Sheila thought that it was like a little kid standing on my feet, and that's why I was feeling that pain. So while we were downstairs in the tin shop, I was doing a spirit box session, and Sheila started hearing footsteps. And then when at first I couldn't hear them because the spirit box was so loud, but you hear me on the spirit box as Sheila is hearing these footsteps, and then I turn off the spirit box and instantly hear that. Like it was much louder in person than you can hear on the camera in the investigation. This is loud. Hold on, let me turn this on. That's loud. Am I supposed to see? But it was very clear nobody was up there. And while I was going upstairs to see like what it was, Jeff and Sheila could still hear the footsteps upstairs, but they were different than my footsteps. In the doll room, there were 2 dolls that give off like this negative vibe. The one was the one with the candle, and it really liked the candle that I brought. It almost consistently kept like saying or kept making it go off. And then the other one was the doll with the pink dress. It was just very creepy, like not nice vibes that it gave off. And also when we were doing the Estes method, like the camera it wouldn't focus for the first clip. Like it would not focus. Jeff finally got it to focus, and at the end of the Estes method, I had this immense feeling that we just needed to go into the meeting room. Like we needed to go in there. There are young ones. I feel like we should go in that room. I thought this was really big.
We just hear okay.
We just heard okay, and then we said okay.
Did you hear that?
And it's crazy because that was probably the most active place in the tin shop for us, was in that meeting room. The music box went off. I don't actually think we got that on camera, which is insane, but it was one of the few times it went off because it didn't really go off otherwise. The candle wouldn't stop going off. We had flashlights going off. Then there was the spirit box. And the basement of the tin shop, it wasn't this negative feeling, but it was definitely like there was a presence there. I continuously heard this pressure and ringing in my ear. And Sheila had said that it's common to see these like sparkles of color towards the door. And I had seen sparkles of blue. Jeff was the one filming the majority of when we were in the basement of the tin shop, but I had seen a shadow go behind him, and at the same time, Sheila had also seen something go across, but she also did not catch it on camera. Is that better? I had seen a shadow behind Jeff. That at first I was like, oh, maybe he moved his arm, but it was like a longer thing, and you weren't moving, so there's really nothing that would have caused that. But
I had something, but I didn't record it.
what was it?
It looked like something went right
Like across?
there. Yeah.
So maybe that was at the same time that I saw that, like maybe it was moving. At first it was like, oh, maybe it's Sheila, maybe it's me, maybe it's Jeff, but none of it with the lighting made sense for it to be any of us. And it's common because it's believed that there's 2 entrances to tunnels in the basement, but the town of Mexico says that there are no tunnels. However, now there's driveways, so they can't really dig everything up to figure out. But if you look at the brick layment, it is different. So it's believed that there were tunnels that led to under, from the house that the Clark family owned to the tin shop basement to the bank next door. It's believed that there was like these tunnels where the slaves could go and kind of go from building to building and to hide while they were in the Underground Railroad to go to Canada to gain their freedom. While we were in the tool room of the tin shop, it was the only place that this cat ball went off. Like, I usually have decent luck with cat balls, and it's, you know, it's just a cat ball. It is just something that if you hit it, it goes off. But I had asked if they wanted to sit by me, and the cat ball went off. Like, it was such great timing. And that was the only time it went off. Like, it went off twice in the tool room, and that was it. So then we went over to the bank, which is it's truly a phenomenal building. When we went upstairs to the apartment that's above the bank, there was a few minutes of the Estes method that was not caught on camera because it was just deleted. Like, and it wasn't deleted by us. It wasn't deleted, like, I wasn't going through and deleting it. And I had space on my camera for it. But it just, apparently they didn't want it there. It was just gone. So in the beginning of the part that was missed, it had said pink walls. And that's crazy that, like, that's what Jeff got out of the Estes method, because there was a room, the back room had pink wallpaper. During a previous, like, session that Sheila was present for, it had said pink walls, and they're like, oh no, there's no pink walls. And then they go in that room and there was pink. And the fact that we got that originally, but it wasn't even caught on camera, is insane. But it's believed that upstairs in the apartment, there's this old German man who is not very nice. And it's not that he's demonic. It's not that he's not a human spirit. He's just this cranky old man who, you know, is just continuously living in his time period. So it's believed that he had kept this girl that is believed to have been a slave, this, like, young girl, or that Sheila had actually helped cross on, which I think is amazing because, you know, that's not always the case. I get it. It's like this double-edged sword. In one instance, it's a haunted location and they want to keep it haunted so people go and they explore it and stuff. But on the other instance, how would you feel if you were a spirit that was just trapped for centuries? This bad environment. And this German man was basically taking control of this little girl, and she was fearful of him. And then she was also fearful of, like, basically living in her time where there was a man with dogs that was searching for her. But it's believed that she was upstairs in the apartment in a room where there were pink walls, and that the man isn't very happy that she crossed on. I guess she does come back and visit. It seems like she did come back and visit during our basement investigation of the bank, but the man was very much like, it's the only place where we were getting, like, leave, like, I don't want you here. And it's crazy because I was like, do you not want us here? And they're like, Jeff's like, I just heard leave.
Something still here. I think probably the first of this, huh?
If you listen to the voices coming through, it's consistently like the same male voice. Am I welcome here? Do you want me to leave?
It did just say leave.
Is it because I'm a female? Do you not like females unless they're under your control?
Easy now. Something like that. Easy something. Not like easy now.
Charles, is there anything else you would like to say? What?
Out, ma'am.
We are apprehensive. Explain the lights.
So, and he seemed almost kind of like sarcastic-ish. Sheila was using her phone as like an obulus, and she got something about the like, what's with the lights? So she was like, do you want us to turn off the lights? And it like gave a sarcastic comment back, which I don't, living or dead, I don't really like people who are like, I'm better than you. I don't think there's any reason for it. Like, we all have our own struggles. We all have our, stuff we're going through. We're all human, and we should teach human decency in general, whether it's race, religion, beliefs, like gender. And it was just like very much like I was kind of pushing back, and he was just like, whoa there. So it's definitely a really interesting place. All of the investigations go towards a donation to keep the place running, which is really cool. So if you're in the area, even, just to stop in, like schedule a time to see it, I highly suggest it. It's a really phenomenal place and a very important piece of history. I mean, the Clark family did so much for being a part of the Underground Railroad, and being a part of, helping, like they literally helped people. It was a great experience just to be able to go in there and investigate. If you want me to continue doing these deep dives after investigations, make sure to like this video and comment down below that you want me to do it. I've never really done the deep dive thing before, so there's one other part that I forgot to mention. When I was in the meeting room, I got this horrible pain in my side, like to the point where I was holding my side, and I don't like interrupting people. Maybe that's from how many times I interrupted as a kid, and my mom's like, Brittany, it's rude to interrupt. But so I don't like interrupting people. So I will just sit there with my pain if I see something, and I'll wait to say it until after the person like takes a break from talking. So she was talking to me, and I'm just holding my side and like, yeah, okay, nodding. And I'm in this immense pain. Like it was painful. One more thing, last thing. My phone battery like drained a substantial amount. I walked in there with 98%. By the time, not even 2 hours later, my phone was down to 45%. I wasn't using it consistently. And by the time we left, I was at 5%. So, and it's crazy because we went to Casey's cottage, which that investigation's coming. So stay tuned for that. But we went to Casey's cottage, and it was like, my phone did not die that quickly. I still left with like 30% battery, and we were there longer, actually. I think we were there longer than we were at the tin shop. And I was using my phone just as much. So it's definitely a place that is, we did catch things, we did experience things. I experienced a lot of touching, and it really did seem to drain my phone battery quite a bit. Even Jeff, who's like very skeptical of things, he's like, yeah, no, I can't explain that. he was actually falling asleep towards the end. The doll room and the tool shop were the last 2 rooms we did of the investigation, even though it's not in that order on the video. And Jeff's literally, he's filming me and he's falling asleep in the doll room. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, are you falling asleep right now? He's like, no, I'm not. But I ended up driving home because he was falling asleep. So anyways, if you want me to do these deep dives, just like a little bit of extra information from like besides what we filmed, and then a little bit more like pointing out certain things that I thought were important in the investigation, then make sure to let me know. And also, subscribing, commenting, liking, sharing, that all helps me a ton. I have actually a decent amount more investigations planned, so you will be seeing a lot more investigations on my channel. I do hope to, eventually get better cameras and more equipment and stuff, but that'll come with time. So, if the sound isn't perfect and stuff, I do apologize for that. But it is something that truly does make me happy. It's the most myself I feel is when I'm on an investigation. It just makes me feel at peace almost. Like I just feel content. But yeah, that's all I have today. The investigation will go really soon, like within a week. So really stay tuned for that. And make sure you have your notifications on so you know when it posts. You can also follow me on Instagram. I will announce when it posts on there. It's just Brittany Briere. And yeah, until my next video, I love you guys. Bye.